Now, different developers in Lagos have different policies. How they allocate, their building regulations, their estate regulations, their delivery policies all differs. Now, before you invest with any of these real estate companies, real estate developers, you want to understand their policy. You want to understand how they run their business, what's their own business culture, so that you not be against your own understanding and you get trapped. So in this episode, we'll be talking about some of the policies of the top developers, top real estate companies here in Lagos, so that as you are buying from them, you know what to expect. You are prepared and you know exactly what you are going into, because most of these companies are not going to share their contract of sale with you until you buy. So instead of you are paying the deposit already and then you now share contract, you're not looking at this, what is this one? So before you shout watch this video. Alright, so in case you are coming across a video like this for the first time, please meet the Property Guide channel, and this will discuss everything real estate for first time investors, avid investors. We share tips, guides, and advice, everything you really need to know. And this is your go-to channel if you have any property issue, any property land document that you don't understand. Just come here. This is your encyclopedia, this is your Wikipedia, Investopedia, real estate, anybody you call it. So this is your just one-stop channel for everything real estate. So after watching this particular educative guide, I will also advise you go to our different playlists on real estate companies, particularly our playlist on real estate company. Watch it. There are so many secrets, so many tips that we have shared there that's going to save you a lot of headaches when you are dealing with real estate companies and real estate developers here in Lagos. So let's go straight into the topic: the policies of top real estate companies and top real estate developers in Lagos and in maybe Abuja. I'm not just familiar with Abuja. Have you visited Abuja this year? Now, if this is your second video, this is your third video, this is your fifth video, and you've been learning from our tips, learning for free from our guys, we are not charging you, we are not collecting any money from you. One of the ways that you can support us is to subscribe to our channel. We really want you to subscribe. And if you have subscribed already, so that you don't miss any of our videos, because some of my contacts are like, Rabi, I've not been seeing your videos. Rabi, what's happening? I've not seen any of your updates. Kindly turn on the notification button. After you have subscribed, just turn on the notification button. As you are dropping this video, you get your notification right on your phone that we've got a new video, and you are definitely not going to miss it. Right, so let's check out the top policies of the real estate companies and real estate developers here in Lagos. Now, the first policy that we'll be looking at is allocation policy. Now, different real estate companies in Lagos have different allocation policy, and you want to understand the allocation policy. So before you buy from any company, you want to ask, how do they do their allocation? Now, the common or the general one is you buy, you finish payments, you have to pay for the deed of assignment, you have to pay for the survey, you have to pay for the development levy. After you have paid for all those three, if you pay for only the land, they're not going to allocate you. So you have to pay for the deed, pay for the survey, pay for the development levy. Then they now have an allocation batch. Sometimes it's once in 4 months, sometimes it's once in 6 months. So the allocation can be like twice in a year or 3 times in a year. So they have an allocation batch, and then you join the next batch and then they allocate. That's one. Now, the second way is some of them, once you have finished payment for the land, finished payment for the deed of assignment, survey, and the development levy, maybe the next week, because they have the layout of the estate already. So since they have the layout of the estate already, just look at, okay, we have this plot vacant, they allocate you, they take you to the land, show you the pegs around it. This is the front, this is the back. So, and then you can start to work. Then you give them another maybe 6 weeks or 8 weeks for them to prepare your documents, which is the survey and deed. But they show you your land maybe within 7 days. Yeah. So Iman Estate Phase 3 have this policy, and then Treasure Hilltop, Alagbado, Bluestone Estate in Mowe also have this policy. Once you pay, clear your deed of assignment, clear your survey, clear your development levy, the next week they take you to site and show you your land. So, but for Bluestone, they expect you to start working. If you don't start working, they move you to another place. So, and that's why you also want to understand the relocation policy of the company. Some companies, once they allocate you your land, they don't bother about you again. Now your wahala. And some companies, when they allocate you your land, they give you a timeline to build. If you don't build, you come back there, you meet another land, another house there, or someone else has built, they'll move you to another place. So you want to ask, okay, if you allocate me, do I have a timeline to build, or I can build anytime I like? You want to ask. Now, another allocation policy is some companies, when you pay for the land, pay for the deed of assignment, survey, development levy, they are not going to allocate you. What they're going to give you is what we call a paper allocation. So they send you a letter, or they tell you to come and pick up a letter, an allocation letter, saying, yeah, okay, so estate, you have finished payment for this, finished payment for that. So you have an allocation letter. So it's only when you want to start building, that's when they will take you to site and then show you your plot. Some companies are like that. So you need to understand this allocation policy. It's very, very important. So some of them will not allocate you, just give you a paper allocation showing that, okay, so estate, you bought there, you've paid all your dues. Is when you are ready to build. Even the build concept, they'll give you that you must build it to a particular level. So once they allocate you, maybe they give you 30 days or 60 days, you have to start building. After you submit your drawing plan, you go there, you start to build. If you don't build, they won't physically allocate you. Now, the downside for paper allocation is that you can't sell a property with paper allocation. Any property that you want to sell, you must have a survey plan that shows the exact place where your property is located. So that's why I said all these policies, always ask before you buy.
So for our property of the day today is this 3-bedroom bungalow at Bluestone Treasure Estate by Abuja. This property is at Mowe Town, and we have this 3-bed bungalow, detached bungalow on 600 square meter and on 300 square meter. So this is a sample of a 3-bed on a full 600 square meter. So the space that you have on a 600 square meter definitely is more than a 300 square meter. Some of the finishing in this house, like the compound and some of the interiors, are done by the buyer. So please, when you are looking at this video, kindly know that some of the things are done by the buyer of the property. So we have this available. There is an installment plan on it. It's available, currently selling on off plan. So we have up to 12 months interest free. I don't mention prices because the prices always change. So kindly reach out to us and we send you details about the property, about the payment plan, and also about the location.
Now, the second policy is the statutory fees policy. Now, for some companies, their properties are all inclusive. Either it's land they sell, or it's house they sell, or they don't charge you anything. They have incorporate all the fees for development levy, for survey, for deed, everything that have incorporated there, all inclusive. Those are the best. Those are the best, actually. For me, I love it. All inclusive, I pay, I don't have anything to, I know that I just pick up my property after I pay. All inclusive. And some of the companies, they break it down. This for land, first pay it, give you 6 months or 3 months to pay it. Then this for survey, this for deed, this for development levy. That's their own statutory fees policy. So you want to understand the statutory fee policy of the company that you are buying from. Some of them have a development levy a fixed rate. Some of them charge the development levy per square meter. Not to understand that, and this they always put it in the FAQ. Because the last question, you have been buying properties very well, you are going to agree with me, it's always in the FAQ. So that's their statutory fees policy. Now, for some companies, their statutory fees are not static. Even generally, a lot of companies are trying to embrace that too. Their statutory fees are not static, because particularly if the survey is registered survey, the company are also going to pay the government, the Lagos state government or Ogun state government too. So if Ogun state government review that survey fee, or Lagos State government review that survey fee in that particular local government where that property is located, then the companies are also going to review the survey fee, and it's going to affect you if you have not paid it. So it doesn't matter that in the contract that I signed, no, the survey fee that is there is 150,000, and you come back 3 years later. If the Lagos State government or the Ogun State government have changed the survey fees, the companies are also going to change the survey fees, and it's the current rates that are going to charge you. So for some of you guys, when you buy land and you don't pay the statutory fees, at some point you start to experience some certain issues with some certain companies, because they start to tell you that sorry, the rate in your contract of sale does not apply again. And that's why some companies now are very smart. In the contract of sale, they will put it there: deed of assignment, so amount; survey, so amount; development levy, so amount. Then they will now put another clause that all these statutory fees are subject to review. They'll put the clause there. They'll just hide it somehow. So, and they know that somehow you skip it. So they'll put it there: it's subject to review. So by the time they come back another 3 years time or 2 years time, then so sorry, your development levy is now 2 million, no, it's no longer 1 million, no, and you start to fight them. So it's 1 million that is on my contract of, they'll just tell you, bring the contract, and they just show you, you put it there that it is subject to review. So sorry, ma, it's a 2 million that you are going to pay now. So, and that's why I always advise you that some of this land, just try to clear the ancillary fees, because these ancillary fees, the companies are going to increase it. Trust me, they are going to. Only a few of them does not increase it, but most of them, they do increase it. Now, there are also some companies where they don't charge development levy immediately. They'll tell you that, okay, pay for the survey, pay for the deed, you are going to allocate your land. Development levy is maybe when you want to start building, or development levy will be charged later when we actually want to start developing the estate. Now, this has its pros and cons. The advantage is that they allocate your land faster because you don't have to pay development levy. But the challenge is that development levy, you can buy land 4 million and then they come tell you development levy is 2 million because that's the current rate when they want to do the developments. So this can also create issues. So at times you might try to want to force them to tell you a particular bracket, a range, a bracket, like between so rates is what development levy will fall into, so that you know that it's something that you are comfortable with, so that you don't just leave it vague. Hope you understand. So those are statutory fee policies. Now, companies also have building policies, or estates. The company can be from the estate. They have building policies. There are some estates, they will even tell you the kind of material you can use to build there. Sometimes we even tell you the window size. Some will even tell you if you can put a swimming pool or you cannot put a swimming pool. So we tell you can do a bungalow, you can't do a bungalow. So we tell you if you can do a duplex or you can't do a duplex. So you also want to be sure about these building policies, so it's something that you are fine with. Some even have a roofing design or roofing material that you can use. So and all this varies based on the estate that you buy, based on the land size that you buy, and based on the area in the estate that you also allocated. They can allocate you a part that is for a block of flats. They can allocate you a part that is for bungalows. So if they allocate you a part for bungalows, that means you can't do block of flat there. You can't do 3 floors or 2 floors there. So all these things are things that you also want to be sure about. If you are buying a property in an estate and you are not sure what you are going to build there, just collect allocation at the block of flats. Collect allocation at the block of flats. So even if you sell the land in the future, the person that is buying also have the option to do block of flat there. Instead of you can collect allocation at bungalows, and then later you now want to do block of flat, and tell you, sorry, this part that we allocate for you is for bungalows, you guys now start fighting. So some companies, they also have their building policies or their building regulations, and you want to find out about these regulations even before you buy that particular from that company or from that estate. Now, another thing that you have to understand about real estate company policies are their infrastructure policies. Now, this infrastructure policy is very complex, particularly for a lot of the projects that we are selling right now. all those ibeju-lekki, they tell you 24/7 electricity, central water, blah blah blah. They will not do it. Yes, now they will not do it. Development levy is subject to what you should be expecting. If you are paying 500k development levy, how can they achieve 24/7 electricity with 500k development levy? They are just putting it there, Jare, don't mind them. Yeah, I'm being frank. They will not. Development levy is 500k, development levy is 1 million, and then that telling you central water, CCTV camera, 24/7 electricity. They can't do it. Not with that rate. It's not possible. So simply looking at the development levy they are charging you, you already know what to expect and what not to expect. That's just the truth. And another very hard truth, very hard truth, is that on the estate that you are even buying and paying development levy right now, the development levy is just preliminary development levy. So the actual development, when they want to start it, is either the residents, they come together and do it, or the company come again and charge you again for another development levy. So I see so much fight coming. So all of us just be prepared. So these are some of the infrastructure policies about this company. They just fence, do a nice gatehouse, paint the gatehouse, and maybe just clear some few entrance. Maybe just interlock like maybe 5 meters or 6 meters. Finish. They move on. So, and some of these companies actually do the infrastructure, they do the development. Look at Lagoon Front Estates, look at Fairmount Estates, look at Queen's Garden in Sherry. Look at these estates. You see what Landmark are actually doing there. They do the development, you see, and their development levy is even modest, much more modest than some other companies. So, you want to understand the infrastructure policy of these companies. And then in some of these estates, some of this infrastructure can also clash. For example, there are some estates, they are not going to allow you to have your own borehole. They are not. You can only connect to the central water. They are not going to allow you to have your own borehole. Some estates, they are not going to allow you to have your own septic tank. Septic tank is central. Some estates, they are not going to allow you to have your own generator. You have to connect to the central generator. So all these infrastructures, you have to understand it. You have to understand it, because if there is a central water, 24/7 electricity, central septic tank, you see, the more central an estate have, the higher the service charge. So service charge can be going to like 1 million naira per annum, or even 1.5 million naira per annum, because of all these central facilities or central amenities. And the funny thing about the service charges, you are there or you are not there, you are going to pay it, because you are a resident in that estate. So it's better you just rent out the house and then your tenant starts paying the service charge because your tenant is using it. So these are the things, these are the other things that you have to understand about these infrastructures. And then again, some estates, based on maybe you bought a house in that estate, you bought a terrace, you bought a semi-detached, you should also understand the limitations and the restrictions that come with it. Some of them will not allow you to change the design of the house, exterior. They will not allow you to change the exterior design of the house. It's going to be like that forever and ever, amen. Or you bought a bungalow from them, you can't say you want to demolish that bungalow and then build a duplex or build something else. The external design will have to be like that. So these are also some of the infrastructure policies that you want to understand, you want to be fine with, you want to assess, you want to analyze, so that there will not be a clash of interest in the future. And that's why some of these companies are going to force you to start to sign an estate handbook before you start to move into the estate. They'll force you to sign an estate handbook and put all these regulations in there. So you want to understand all this. So then another policy is delivery policies. Now there are some companies that they deliver semi-finished houses. Some companies, they deliver finished houses. So semi-finished, they just finish the outside, then the inside they leave it empty for you to do your POP, for you to do your tiles, for you to do your bathroom fittings or anything that you want to do to your own taste. While some are going to deliver it both in and out for you. Some of the estates, they deliver off plan, meaning that what you are buying is 3D, or if they show you a sample, is a sample. That's not your own. Your own is next batch. And that can always create issue also. And when clients will tell you, it's so place I see, that one is sample. Sample. That's not where your own units will be. Your own is maybe 3 street away or 4 street away. So you also want to understand this, their delivery policies. When you pay, how will they deliver? Is it that they are building, and then they are building generally you pay, once they deliver then they allocate for you, or they are only going to start your own unit after you have paid so amount, or after you have finished payment you have to wait some certain months for your own unit to get delivered. Now it's easy for us to guide and advise you when it comes to the policies of the top real estate developers, the top real estate companies in Lagos, because I've done transaction with most of them. I have clients with most of them. So I've experienced the good, the bad, and the ugly with them. So it's easy for me to give you practical experience, practical guides based on what my experience have been with the different clients and the different transactions I've done. So whenever you are trying to buy or invest with any of the real estate companies, the real estate developers in Lagos, I've just shared you a template to work with. Don't over expect. Over expectation always leads to the disappointment. A project should not be on foundation and they are telling you that in 6 months it will be delivered. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not rocket science. A project that they have not started and are telling you that in 12 months it will be delivered is not possible. We've had several clients that have bought off plan. Some of them have even started buying furnitures, what they are going to use to furnish the house. 2 years after, the house is not yet delivered. So you need to understand the different policies of these companies. You need to understand how you can navigate with these companies safely. You don't get your money hooked, don't get disappointed, and then it's not like the company have turned over your fund into 5 folds, 6 folds, and now they are now refunding you peanuts. So now at Meet the Property Guy also, in the past couple of weeks, we've rolled out new ideas. Like now we have a 2-minute recap. A couple of my contacts here and our viewers have always complained about our videos being too long. So this time around, for each topic that we do, we are going to have a 2-minute recap. So if you can't watch our 15 minutes, our 16 minutes, our 18 minutes video, you can just go to the recap and watch the 2-minute summary there. I really can't say how much you are going to learn, but at least at all. So you can watch the 2 minutes recap, and then maybe later when you are relaxed and free, you can now watch the full length of the video. So we have that 2-minute recap currently available. And then in few weeks too, hopefully we should also have an interview session. So it's not only my face you'll be seeing, it's not going to be only me talking. I'm also going to be inviting some professionals, can be fellow realtors, surveyors, lawyers, people at land ministries, people that handle documentation, people that handle approvers. So I bring them down to the show and we ask questions, we have an interview session so that you guys can also understand some of these things more. So it's not just about buy land, buy house. We also want you to understand the next, what happens next, you know, construction, building, approvals, documentation, all those. We also want you to get familiar with all those things. And better still, it's better you hear it from the professionals in that field. I've always said it, it's land I sell, it's properties I sell. So there are some questions and there are some certain roles and responsibilities that are beyond my scope. So I want to bring in the professionals in that field to actually discuss and also enlighten you guys about that. So kindly be looking forward to that too, at least in a couple of weeks. So I see me, number one property guy on the planet, your property advisor, your property consultant, Rabi Mustafa. And hey, before I forgot, we have also rolled out a new feature on our videos, which is a property of the day section. It was a bit surprising for a couple of you. Yeah, so we're going to be having a property of the day section sliced in between our videos, just to show you some of the different properties that we have in our portfolio, since a lot of you guys have been accusing me that Mugabe, you don't know what you sell, you don't know what you sell. All right, so we'll be slicing in some property of the day videos into some of our videos, and then now you can see what we have in our portfolio and you can see what we sell. All right, so if you have any comments, any feedback, any addition, any suggestion for us, kindly feel free to drop a comment. And my WhatsApp number is always on the screen. Also, you can reach me on WhatsApp, and then you can see how we can assist you. Thanks for watching our video, and see you next time.